Excel will do it for you on your last exam. You guys voted for Usain Bolt, right? Did you make it,
yes,
Sprinter? You voted for Usain Bolt. I'm designing the spreadsheet right now. It will do the calculus for you so you can figure out how fast he was running. Cool. It's all based on the idea of average, just like this is. But the idea is shrinking down the average to a single point, and then you can see how fast instantaneously he's going. And it's pretty damn fast, actually. It's kind of terrifying how fast the guy's going, but we'll get back to that. Good so far?
No.
All right. No. Nope.
No, I said yup.
Oh, yup. Yup. I heard nope. I thought it was nope.
I was trying to say yes.
We're good. No, thank you. Appreciate that, Ash. Does anybody need extra cards? I have extra cards.
Before you take that off, I think you said that you wanted to show us today.
It was the balance thing. It was the tray of cookies balance
You
average.
wanted to show us like all of the numbers that it would do, like the 200. Remember when you didn't have the computer yesterday, so you had to do it on the TV?
Oh, thank you. Yes, Brittany. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you. Yes. Hang on. Let me go find it. Yes. Here's the. This is what I wanted to show you yesterday. So here, what this is, it's 200 coin flips, which is essentially what you guys did in class yesterday, right? But what this is, and you can read it, I had to put it in a box to make it fit on the screen. The way I read it is I read it left to right and then back, so it's 200 like in a row of, it's 5 rows of 40, I guess, or whatever that works out to be. So every time I press F9, it's like flipping the coins 200 more times. There's 200 more, there's 200 more, there's 200 more. Now, what do you notice about that?
It's not quite over 50 much.
Say that again.
It's not over half.
So what you're looking at down here is currently, up here, it's 48% heads. That means it's slightly more tails, right? This cumulative is keeping track of each 200. It's adding in those 200, so we'll watch that as we go too. But what do you notice about the results up there? Say that again! Maybe! We see a lot of clumping, don't we? There's quite a bit of 4s and 5s. There's 3, there's 4, there's 4, there's 4, there's 4, there's 5. I mean, look at 4 tails, 4 heads. There's very few of this tail, head, head, tail, head, tail. There's very little of those isolated little heads, tails, heads, tails, heads, tails. That's because 50%, as we discussed, is a macro measurement. It's the proportion over a long period of time of the heads and the tails, but it doesn't guarantee what's going to happen on the next trial. And this is something 243 is still working on. And the 105s that took 105 first have a much easier time when they go to 240. Here's another one. There you go. Any runs in there?
Oh, Lord. 2, 3.
There's 6 heads. There's 5 heads.
7 heads.
7 heads? Oh my God, right there. Let's do it again. What do we got now? Oh!
Look at that.
Wow.
Exactly! Right? Exactly. Exactly. Remember, I had it yesterday too at the TI. We had that like 13 heads in a row on the very first one, which is definitely surprising. Now, you're getting the point. Now what I can do is I can hold that down.
Oh, it's that many.
Watch that cumulative number. This one right here is keeping track.
Oh, look at.
You see what happened?
Yeah,
now this one's flopping around, isn't it? The current is flopping 46, 48, 52. It's like an auctioneer. But when you actually smooth it out, when you, I don't know, when you average it out, oh, for every time it was at 52, there was another time it was at 48. And for every time it was at 54, some other time it was at 46, I think, right? If it's 4 above, be 4 below, it's okay. It's early. Keep drinking coffee, actually. It makes the math go down easy.
The cumulative never changes.
It won't. Actually, believe it or not, let me see if I can show you that it is changing. Amy, thank you for that. It is changing. Let me get a few more decimals on it. Hang on. There it is.
Oh, it's changing.
It's just changing so microly. And right now, it's a smidge below. But guess what's going to happen eventually? It's going to catch up. It's going to catch up. But you have to realize how long going to catch up might take. Infinite. It might take an infinite amount of time. It will get there. Right now, it's in the 4th decimal place. It's futzing around. But it's getting bigger. You see it?
Yeah.
It was at 0, then 1. Now it's crawling up. It's going back down to 0. It's going to come back. Oh, now I lost the 8. It's doing those little micro adjustments. It will eventually get back up.
I'm still calling tails.
That's okay. I can't prove anything to you today. I can just demonstrate for you. Cool?
Yeah.
All right. Now, if we want, you know what we're going to do? We'll do it this way. I'm going to keep this stapler on this thing while we do our next activity.
That's awesome.
And we'll see what it looks like. We'll see how long infinity can be measured in the course of a class time. How's that sound? Pretty good? So, what I have for us to do now is 2 more experiments. So we just did flip a coin, Monday. We did flip a coin until you get a repeat, and then we did flip a coin until you see each one of the faces. Now I got an in-class quiz for us to do. It's going to be deal yourself a card until you get a repeat. And then it's going to be deal yourself a card until you see one of each of the suits. And when I say a repeat, I mean a repeat on the suit, not the number. Suit. And I've got that all here in the quiz. I got to color code it. So let me make sure I want to do it, and the quiz also says it. When you, who needs cards? We got some on the decks here. Here we go. Keep one for myself. Here, pass them around. Here we go, friends. So the key is, friends, when you deal, and the quiz mentions this, but when you deal to yourselves, make sure when you're dealing, you always put all the cards back and shuffle each time before the next trial. So here we go. I'm going to try to get a repeat. So I'm going to shuffle, okay? Deal myself a card. I got spades.
Yep.
Put it back in. Don't keep dealing. If you keep dealing, you're changing the probability because you're taking cards out. I always want it to be 25% for each card. So you got to put that card back in, shuffle again, right? Shuffle again. I suck at shuffling. I suck at shuffling. Spades!
Oh.
It took me 2 to get a repeat.
That was good.
2. Done. Now you can see that at most it's going to take you how many to get a repeat?
4.
Oh, 52.
52.
Not that many.
No, because there's 4.
4 suits. You're overthinking it. You're overthinking it. You're overthinking it. Suppose the first one I saw was a spade. The next one I saw was a heart. The next one I saw was...
It's going to be 12.
Hang on. You're overthinking it. The next one I saw was a club. And the next one I saw was a diamond.
It's what's remaining.
It's going to be 5. Because whatever I throw next is going to match one of those 4. So the maximum is going to be 5 for a repeat. It has to be, right? For the first experiment. Make sure you follow that. The worst case scenario is your first comes out, say clubs, the next comes out different, the next comes out different, and the next comes out different. So on the first 4 throws, you've thrown one of each of the suits.
Okay, yeah.
What's going to happen on the 5th throw? You're going to match one of those, right? So it's going to take a maximum of 5 draws. Is that fair?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now it gets more interesting with the second experiment. Let's do one experiment at a time. One
Yeah,
experiment at a
don't
time.
do the next one.
No, well, it's all in the quiz. So page 1 is the first, and page 2 is...
So, but, so you flip, say, so I flip this,
You flip, you got a club, so put that back in and shuffle up again.
and then I need to keep going till I get another club, right?
You have to get, until you get a repeat. If it, suppose it goes
So then if I
clubs,
flip it
hearts,
again,
hearts.
then I got that.
Right, suppose it went
Okay,
clubs,
but
hearts,
then-
hearts.
Okay.
Then you got to repeat on hearts. It's not, thank you for that question, Christina. You're not necessarily matching the first thing you throw.
No, you're matching
You're just getting a repeat. So if you go clubs, hearts, diamonds, diamonds, it took you 4 trials because you got diamonds, diamonds. Is that fair? Before you repeat something at some point. It's not going to take any more than 5 pulls though.
Right.
Because worst case scenario, you throw one of each the first 4, the next one. It's like having 4 pairs of socks in your drawer. And you're pulling the socks out like I do at 4 a.m. You can't see a damn thing. You gotta, if I want to make sure I have a matching pair, I pull 5 socks. Right? If I care, obviously I don't care. But if I want to care about having a matching pair, I grab 5 socks and throw them in the bag and we'll check them when I get to school. I may have 2 matching pairs and a random. Right?
Yeah.
But I might just have 1 matching pair. But I have to pull 5 to be sure. That makes sense? This is a stupid example.
You
It
can
was
just
stupid.
flip your
It was
socks
stupid.
around
I could
so
just
you
flip
have
it. I
the
could just
pair
not go barefoot like I usually do. Here's the quiz. Let me get 1 copy of that too. Here's the quiz. So what we're gonna do, it's kind of self-paced. You can work together with someone, you can work alone, that's totally fine too. It's up to you. We're gonna stop from time to time just to check in. But the points, all the points are at the back part of the, all the points are at the back part of the quiz. So the first part is make sure you get the data. If you're ever confused, ask me and I'll square you away, okay? Yeah, sure. I'm turning the camera off, get ourselves a question.